Luke, Linda, good to see you both. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Petey?
Yeah, Petey.
Hey, Petey, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. I love this show so much. Congratulations. Linda, I want to start with you. It's interesting kind of to see all the elements in this show, come together when you actually watch it. So reading the script and seeing kind of the comedy, seeing the tragedy, seeing the dark components, what was that like from a script to screen journey for you specifically?
Well, I know Liz, because we worked together on Dead to Me, so I know her style and her tone. And so it was different, reading Dead to Me the first time I read that, I wasn't familiar with Liz, but then coming into No Good Deed and reading the script, and then every time somebody else was cast and seeing what an incredible group of people that she was putting together, it was so much fun imagining what people would do with what was on the page. And it's so layered and it's so funny, and then it can be dramatic, and it just gives you so much to do as an actor. And then to watch, people who are expert level do it on set with you is so much fun.
It's interesting too, because this character that you play in No Good Deed is completely opposite of Judy in Dead to Me. It's so different. And that's a credit to you. You're an incredible storyteller. So congratulations. Luke, I find it interesting because we talk about this aspect of that there's comedy and there's tragedy and more dark components. You have an incredible body of work where you got to work in comedies, you got to work in kind of dramas and horror. I'm wondering, given that there's a bit of both with this, I'm wondering if how separate are past projects for you compared to something like No Good Deed? Like, do you bring mindsets or preparation for past projects to something like this, or are they completely separate once you wrap them?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. I'm sure I learned something on every, movie or show I do that I kind of bring to the next thing. But yeah, I mean, this was kind of different than anything I'd worked on. Like Liz Feldman's writing is different than anything I'd done before, kind of where it's really smart and snappy and but then, with all these kind of pop culture references, but also then this kind of weird darkness where something could almost be out of a 2020 or a Dateline, then mixed into the Hailey Bieber smoothie joke, which I didn't even understand when I first heard it. But yeah, I think Liz just has a different kind of take on things, which is fun for me because it's, it's not really the way my mind works and not the references that I have at my fingertips. So it's really fun to be a part of something like that.
It's like a ping pong match from an audience member seeing kind of the comedy and then flip the switch and it's like tragic. It was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
And as an actor, you're doing that kind of in a scene, like the scene I had with Lisa Kudrow, where it's like 1 minute I'm kind of singing Elton John badly, and then the next minute I'm crying, and then the next minute I'm hugging her. So yeah, I mean, there are these very odd scenes, and when you shoot them, you feel odd as a person when they say cut. It's not like a clear cut feeling of like, yep, we nailed that. The scene was really funny. You think, well, it was certainly weird, which is an odd feeling to walk away from.
Absolutely. No, I'm a filmmaker as well. I have a short horror film. I've been having to watch Vacancy a lot, Luke, because mine's a motel horror film. So
I just watched a few minutes of Vacancy the other night myself. It's a scary movie.
A lot of research. That was a lot of research for us with joining, for sure. Linda, I wanted to ask last question as well. So much happens before we go to camera on a project, right? There's all the discussions. You're talking to Liz. You've established this character is not Judy. This is a different character, different vibe. So from an acting storyteller perspective, you can see it as two journeys, right? Before filming something and after filming something, or does it feel like one big journey with multiple steps? I'm curious about that.
Well, that's an interesting point. Yeah. I mean, it is several different journeys, actually. I think, when you're coming into a project, you don't know the majority of people you're going to be involved with. I was lucky enough to know some of the people I was going to be involved with, but the whole cast was pretty new to me. And like I said, it was just such an excellent group of people. It's so exciting, but you're thinking, how's this going to be on this day? And each day was better than the last. Like, it really is so fun to do that material. But you start in, you get the script, you read it, you talk about the character, then you go in for a fitting. And for my character, going in for the fitting was really informative because she's so about what's on the outside. So that, and meeting about hair and even fake tans and long nails and all of those things that went into that before you actually start shooting. I remember we had a photo shoot before we started shooting. And Liz and I are such good friends. And I walked in and she's like, I don't know who this person is standing next to me. And we just laugh because we've known each other for years, we're together. And then, that kind of stuff's really fun.
And it's like you said, you're a filmmaker. They say it's like a project changes. You write it, it's one thing. You film it, it's another thing. And then in the editing, it changes again. I mean, I think that definitely happens as an actor. You get it, you read it, you have these ideas, and then things change on the day you shoot it. And who you're working with, that affects what you're doing, and then you see up
if
on
two of those three you mentioned are similar, you're in good shape.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then if you get to watch it and enjoy it, that's a real
Right,
win.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, absolutely. Well, congratulations on No Good Deed. It was incredible. Both of you were fantastic, and it was an honor and privilege to speak with both of you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck with your horror short
Can't wait to
film.
see your movie.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.